It was good. I mean, the energy's good. We're, from a knowledge standpoint, way ahead, I think, than where we were, especially last time this year. And then I think we're building off where we left off in the spring, not starting over, so I'm pleased with that.
Coach, when you look back just on kind of the first day of fall camp this year to last year, where do you think you've grown the most as a coach and leader of the program?
Yeah, I just think knowledge, knowing how things are operating, what I need to do, where my time needs to be spent, what I can delegate, what I got to take on, so a lot of stuff like that.
Do you think there was a good buy-in for summer workouts?
Absolutely, yeah, it was excellent, and the numbers of the physical change that took place with our team was pretty remarkable. So they did a great job of buying in, and our strength staff did a great job working.
Trent, what do you think of the offensive line, especially getting some guys back healthy that were out for spring?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Jacob and Tyler and those guys, Bam, being back. I think that's going to definitely help our depth, no doubt, and then get those guys back to have starting experience and playing experience will be huge for the young guys that are still learning.
Okay, speaking of injuries, who has anybody out long-term?
Nothing new from today, no.
What's it like just coming into fall camp this time and knowing your future for this program compared to last year when there were so many questions?
No, there's no question. It's definitely more comforting. One, we love our schedule, the strength of our schedule, who we're playing. We're excited about that, but then also knowing our future in the Pac-12 moving forward is exciting for our guys and gives us stability, recruiting, and retaining our own guys.
In this day and age with all the new faces, how do you like the way your guys have gelled together? Or is it too soon?
I think it's not too soon. They've come along nicely, but there's a lot of work still left to do, and this fall camp's going to be big for that, especially nowadays where faces change, like you said, so much on so many different teams. So that part of it's big.
What are your goals for the first few practices with these guys?
Yeah, it's really about fundamentals and the details of their assignment. Everything, right? We're not in pads for the first couple days. It's really a lot of indie time, so really drilling down on those techniques.
What's next for Malik as progresses towards the season?
Yeah, I think he's way more comfortable with the offense, having gone through spring, and really that's what it is for him. He's got all the physical ability to get it done, and now it's just running those plays over and over, doing those reads over and over, so he's sharp by the time we line up against Cal.
In the spring, you talked about leadership from Malik and what you've seen, the charisma that he has. I mean, how have you seen that play out these first few weeks?
Yeah, and really all summer. He's just got great leadership skills. He's vocal. Guys like him. He gets along with everyone on the team. He does the work. He's not afraid to work either. So I think he's got great leadership, not only from a vocal standpoint, but from a visual standpoint. They can see him doing it.
Coach, how have you and your staff kind of navigated the new roster limits in the sport as a whole, and how have you guys involved with that?
Yeah, that kind of came about all of a sudden in July, and just working with everyone on our staff of how we're going to navigate through that. There's going we still are working through it because we don't have to set that final roster till the first game, so there'll be conversations throughout fall camp about what that looks like.
Adding a guy like Wallin on the edge, I mean, what have you seen from him in the summer and leading into fall?
Yeah, just really like what he's done. So he had a great spring ball, and then he followed it up with a really good summer of putting on mass, weight but good weight, muscle mass, and he just gives us a long athletic body on the edge that can rush the passer, which was something we need to improve on from a year ago.
Trent, in terms of just having an extra guy in the room, what does it mean to have Tristan Taia join the mix at quarterback and have a fourth guy there?
Yeah, excited about him. One, from a physical standpoint, he's got the tools. He's extremely athletic, but he is very intelligent. He's up in Gundy's office all summer drawing every play on every script. So he works extremely hard at it. So excited to see what he does this fall.
On a similar note, two new running backs in the room now come fall. What do those guys really add for you guys, kind of going into the year? Yeah,
I think starting with Marquise, who transferred in for us after spring, really like his skill set. Had some real production at La Tech, and then what we've seen from him this summer, excited to see what he can do for us here. And then the two freshmen that come in, between Skyler and Corday, it's yet to be seen, but from what we knew when we recruited them, I'm looking forward to seeing their development.
In addition to the roster limit change, you've got the revenue sharing system that went into effect this month. With that extra level of complication running a program, we're seeing other programs add a GM position. Do you think that's inevitable just to handle the workload that revenue sharing brings to the business?
Yeah, and then we've hired people in the administration level that help with that, and then we've got people on our staff as well. Do we ever hire a true football GM? We'll see how that comes to play. But as far as hiring new people that are helping with that, kind of world, we have those people in place, yeah.
Building off what you said about the schedule, obviously some challenging games early on. I mean, how do you prepare the guys mentally for early season challenges?
Yeah, it's just we got to be. It's really the urgency to get it right? Because we don't have a game where we can kind of ease into it. Right? We got to be ready first snap when we play, because we've got 4 really tough games to start the season. So I think it's a motivator for those guys to get it right and to work to get it where it needs to be by that time.
You like being back with the defense?
Love it. Yes. Yeah. Much better.
We talked about adding eye on the edge.
Yep.
Is the improvement there, is that a personnel thing, or are you looking at maybe some tactical approach changes this fall to fix things up?
It's definitely, it starts with the personnel change, but then there'll be stuff as we kind of learn who does what well and put those guys in the right positions to do what they do well, no doubt.
You're simultaneously serving as head coach and defensive coordinator for 2025, so how is that influencing, like wearing both hats, influencing your approach to the season?
I don't know if it changes the approach much. We've hired 2 new people to kind of help, and it's really delegating when I'm spending time on the defensive side of it and when I'm spending time on the head coaching side of it. And okay, hey, Coach Akey, you got to take this over so I can do this. Kreiner, you got to take this over so I can do this. So that's probably the biggest thing, is not trying to do too much and not being afraid to delegate some stuff so I can focus on the task at hand.
Looking at the roster, kind of top to bottom, how do you feel like you guys have evolved the most this offseason?
Yeah, I think starting up front from a size and length, we've improved on the physical side of it. I think our inside backers, like you look at Dexter Foster, who was 210 last year, he's 236 now, and moving better than he did last year. Just that size makes a big difference when you talk about a 1-yard gain versus a 3 or 4 yard gain. So I think what they've done in the weight room and putting on the size and strength that they need to compete at the Power 5 level, I think they did that this summer.
Any other names come into your head about that kind of increase in size and strength?
Well, there are, yeah. I look at Tavita. It kind of went the other way. He was too heavy last year. He got himself down to 310, and he's moving and doing really well. And so there were guys that needed to gain weight. There were guys that needed to lose weight to be more effective, and they did that. So I'm excited to see, and they see how that's made them better.
Exodus was in attendance today, so safe to assume he's not suspended or anything right now?
We put out a statement, and that's kind of referred to the statement on that one.
Anything else?
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, no problem. Thank you.
Practice. Just what are your thoughts? What were maybe some things that after the spring game you really wanted to focus on in the summer that you're more confident in heading into fall camp than you were maybe your first spring practice here in Corvallis?
I think communication was key, honestly. Being a new guy on the block, it was kind of hard to speak the team's language at first, I'll say. So, that takes into account me just learning the system, learning everything that I need to know to be a good quarterback for the team. So communication was key for me, for sure.
What was this summer like compared to the last summer you had when you transferred, and just kind of the differences of having this third or second transfer, I guess we should say?
Oh man, they've all been special in their own ways, honestly. Of course, it's a new team, new state, new beginnings. So I kind of tried not to compare, because that'd take me, into a different mindset. So kind of just staying in the moment and being here for the guys, just like they're here for me, was all I was focusing on.
What stands out to you about this group of guys, just getting to know them over the summer and now into fall?
Just being able to spend time with them, honestly, out here in Corvallis, there's not really much for me to do besides hang out with the guys. So I've been able to spend time with almost everybody on the team, no matter it's like bowling or just chilling at the crib playing a game. So honestly, being together and being able to, learn what every person likes and what they don't like, and kind of just figure them out from a player's and a person's standpoint has been good over summer.
What do you like about the community and living in Corvallis and getting to know it a little more over these last few months?
Did you go fishing?
Nah, I've never been fishing. I probably got to do that soon. I think it's been cool though. Honestly, it's a smaller town, so there's not, like I said, it's not much to do. All I do is kind of just go eat and kind of hang out or be at home. So just knowing that it's very limited around here, that kind of keeps me in a good headspace and kind of keeps my mind on football.
Go-to restaurants?
Go-to restaurants. My favorite right now is Taco Vino. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm there the most. So.
What do you think about the guys you got to throw to in this group this year, wide receivers?
I think they could be special. You know, it takes a unit. Definitely, it's gonna take me being really good as well. So I think as long as we all do our job and put our best foot forward, we could be really good.
When you look at the film from last year and some of the turnovers from last year, what stands out to you as far as adjustments need to make this year to limit that?
Yeah, I just got to mature, honestly. You know, that was my first year kind of starting as a full-time quarterback in college. So, you know, I think it was huge. It was a big stepping stone for me to kind of get those games under my belt. So now going into this season, I could kind of not know what to expect, but I have a pretty good feel for the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, I could be more efficient, and I'm able to watch myself and see what I did on tape that I could improve on and be better this upcoming season.
In the spring, you were a newcomer, but now in the fall, you know, you've kind of been here. Do you feel like you can be a little bit more of a leader now that you kind of know the playbook a little bit better heading into fall camp? Do you feel like your leadership skill or maybe role has grown a little bit more?
Yeah, no doubt. I think, you know, I definitely have a strong opinion in the locker room. I think the guys kind of respect what I'm talking about when I open my mouth. So I feel like that's huge as a quarterback and as a leader for sure. And you know, that kind of keeps me on my toes as well, to not give them a false hope or kind of just chatting, you know what I'm saying, giving them real words of encouragement, whether that's, you know, making sure everybody's on time, making sure everybody's working as hard as they possibly can, and, you know, letting them know that they can hold me accountable as well. So that kind of all goes into being a leader.
Do you feel good about your grasp of the offense now that this will be your third school?
Yeah, no doubt. Honestly, my coaches have done a tremendous job helping me throughout the summer with them. You know, they were away. Of course, coaches aren't here the whole time, but just staying in touch with me, making sure I'm on my A game, and like being able to go into PRPs in each workout, knowing what I'm doing. You know, I'm not behind at this point in time.
Are you past thinking and to reaction?
You know, I think the position requires both at times. I think quarterbacks probably think the most out of every position on the field, so it kind of all depends on, you know, where I'm at in the game, like play-wise. So, yeah.
It's been a while since you've seen another opponent. With fall camp and your final preparations kind of to your first season as a Beaver, are you just excited to be in fall camp now, preparing to face another opponent? It's been a while since there's been another team across the field.
Yeah, definitely. This is my favorite time of year. Not having school, just being able to go all in on football. I'm here all day at the facility, around the guys all day, being able to just, you know, play the sport, watch film, play it again, eat, go to sleep, do it all over the next day for 4 weeks straight. So this is my favorite time of year, honestly, and you know, of course I can't wait till the games are here.
You guys start off with a couple of really tough games. You know, you don't have that maybe one-way game that maybe some other teams have. Does that change the urgency, I guess, at this time of year to make sure that you really got to be ready in the moment, you know, game one starts?
I think you got to treat every opponent the same. You can't underestimate anybody. You can't kind of just think of each team differently just based off of the talent that they have. You know, college football is one of its own. You know, anything can happen in any game. So with that being said, you got to go into every game with the same mindset, and that's to kill and beat the opponent across from you. So.
You talk about the shoelaces, though?
Austin and,
My fault. Say that.
How do you like this weather compared to Austin and
North Carolina? It's different. Honestly, it's nice right now. I know I was talking a little smack during the winter because it was raining every day, but it's cool right now. I enjoy this. What were you saying?
I was like, can we talk about the shoelaces, though?
Oh yeah.
I mean, those are fire.
Yeah, I got Supreme shoelaces in the cleats. I try to be, you know, a little different by, you know, kind of adding a little spice to whatever I got on, but still staying in the team line. So if you guys do a little cleat check throughout the weeks, you'll see some different stuff.
Okay,
yes.
all right, good to know.
All right, thanks, Malik. No doubt, appreciate it.
100% healthy, all that jazz?
Yes, now 100% healthy. Good.
What do you think of the potential of this offense this year, adding a guy like Malik and then the improvement from the receiving corps team?
Definitely. We definitely got high hopes or high standards for the offense going into this year. Just being able to be balanced, you know, being able to pass the ball, being able to run it as well, you know, and especially having Malik, it's definitely a big major factor He's a guy, experienced guy, knows what he's talking about, and he's going to put the ball where it needs to be.
What's it been like working with him and then getting to know him just personally?
Oh, it's been fun. Imagine Malik, that's my boy. We always are on and off the field with each other, trying to see what can we do to make this offense go. Get better every day, each and every day. Whether it's watching film, whether it's we just trying to draw up different schemes or anything like that. But it's been pretty great working with him. Definitely a blessing to have him.
Building off of that, just how important is it going to be and how much does it help your position group? Knowing the success that the run has had in this offense in previous years, how much more, if you guys are able to find more consistency, connection in those deep balls, how does that help you?
It helps tremendously. Just for the simple fact, everybody know we can run the ball, we gonna run the ball. So it's like you stack the box, you're gonna get beat over top. So it's like pick your poison. You either want to stop the run or you either start the pass, but you ain't gonna do both for sure.
Hank, what did it mean for you to just individually to be named to the preseason Maxwell Award list? Is that something that you're proud of?
It's a blessing. I mean, the work is out there, but it's not nothing to be satisfied about. It's not nothing to just stop everything and just stop working. This is a blessing for my name to be out there and out there like that, but still got work to do. We got to win games, and that's our main focus. That's been our main focus this whole offseason. So. Yes.
And just kind of continuing on with the room, obviously, Marcus joined you guys from La Tech, and then you bring in a couple freshmen. What have you seen just from the room as a whole?
Man, everybody just got their own style. Everybody bring their own swag to the running back room. It's definitely one of the best rooms I've ever been in, for sure. And I'm not just speaking. Everybody got their own. Everybody bring their own GIF to the game. We always up in the player lounge, up in the player lounge, watching film and things like that. Just trying to see how each and one of us think. We all learning, and we all like to say we all kindergartners on day one. So basically saying we all on the same level. We all gonna learn this and things like that. But just having a room like that is definitely a blessing. Everybody in there selfless and just want to get better each and every day. So yeah.
You said in the spring that you felt like you left some meat on the bone last year. So can you just expand a little bit more on that? What kind of meat did you feel like you left on the bone, I guess?
I definitely left a lot of meat on the bone. How a little kid got the drumstick and they probably take 2 bites. That's kind of like the logic. But honestly, just basically saying I wasn't satisfied with last year. I broke 1,000 yards. Okay, cool. But I definitely. To me personally, I left a lot out there, just going to rewatch film and looking at the old runs and things like that. I definitely had, I left way more yards out there than I left with. So.
Anything else?
Awesome. Thanks, Hank.
Thank you.
Trent, I gotta start with that since you mentioned you're the best NCAA 26 player on the team.
I'm not gonna say I'm the best. I've gotten beaten a couple times, but the score was like 28-7 or something with Malik. So.
You down to play with yourself? You more random guys?
I'm more of a random guy.
Okay.
I think it's obviously cool to play with myself, but
who do you think is the best on the team?
In NCAA?
Yeah.
I heard Taz was the best, but then I beat him. So I don't know. I think Taz might be the best.
Is that still something that's cool for you guys, knowing you didn't grow up having that, at least for someone like you who didn't have the game and now you find yourself in it?
Yeah, I grew up playing NCAA 14, so yeah, to have it come back and then see my name as already on the roster, I didn't have to create it myself, is pretty cool.
On the field, the improvement over last year that you're looking for, what does that look like, and obviously building off of a strong junior season? Yeah,
I hope to just continue to build on what I did last year. I don't want to put a ceiling on myself or anything like that. I don't want to put unneeded pressure. I want to stay consistent. I want to get stronger, faster, and make plays.
And obviously a guy like Malik who has thrown the deep ball, and you're somebody that's been able to have success in that. I'm wondering what the partnership's been like these last few months.
Yeah, it's been great with Malik. Throughout the winter, spring, and even the summer, we just got to know each other on a personal level, which helps with when we get on the grass. So Malik's a great dude. I think we got real close. He's a hell of a quarterback too.
Yeah. What'd you work on this offseason?
Just constant throwing, timing routes, deep routes, just myself knowing what he wants and him knowing what I'm kind of looking forward to. it's just kind of blending together.
Did your body change at all?
Together to work on that?
What's that?
How often do you guys actually get together in the summer to work on it?
Probably 6 times a week in the summer. Yeah, we went at it this summer. We wanted to attack the summer a little bit differently because we wanted a different result this season, so we had to do something different.
Was it all here, or did you guys travel somewhere together?
Majority of it was here.
Yeah.
Has your body changed at all?
Yeah. I stayed about the same weight, but I lost like 2% in body fat and gained a couple pounds in muscle.
With this being the most veteran room in the program coming into this fall camp, do you feel like there's a higher expectation for your room to have those results that maybe led to you having to put in a little bit more time this summer with the connections with the quarterbacks?
Yeah, it's crazy you say that because last year you guys were talking about how we were so young. So it's crazy how 1 year can change that. Yeah, I think we're all taking on more of a leadership role. Darius and Taz, and myself included, we all are looking to be leaders for the team. So yeah, we're excited to be leaders.
What's it like just coming into camp and this year and knowing you are one of the biggest leaders on this team?
Yeah, it's a lot different from my past few years here. I mean, I was a walk-on, so no one really expected anything from me. This year, kind of, like you guys said, like some people are expecting some big-time things from me. So I'm trying to just avoid that and go out there and continue to make plays and continue to keep that chip on my shoulder.
You said it yourself, kind of the perception of the receiver room has really changed since last year. What do you think kind of accounts for that? What do you think made that happen?
I think a lot of guys had to grow up fast last year, myself included. Like, we all went from not really playing that much to playing big-time minutes and having to step up in big-time moments. So I think we all had to grow up fast, and that leads to what we're at right now.
What do you make of the potential of this offense, adding Malik and obviously the run game and balancing it with what you guys are able to do?
Yeah, we got a lot of cool key pieces that joined our offense, but even behind the scenes of that, we all know the offense a lot better this year. So it's our second year with Gundy, but it's really like our 4th season with it if you count spring and falls, the past 2 falls. So I think we're going to be more efficient on offense, and the key pieces like Malik and some of the running back transfers are just going to help.
How would you describe the emerging team culture for this upcoming season?
I think we're by far a lot closer than we were last year. I think everyone knows everyone. Like you guys saw us doing up downs. Like we're making it a point to know everyone's name. Whereas the last few years we were close, but we're not. It didn't feel like how it feels on this team.
Do you already see? It's only one day, but even with spring and some talk in the summer, do you already see opportunity for more deep stuff because of Malik's ability and your speed?
Yeah, I think that was like a crucial point of our work in the offseason was connecting on deep balls and like making a point that we need to make more explosives downfield, and I do see that happening more this year.
What's it like just coming into this fall camp and knowing the future for this program compared to last year when there was so much still unknown at this time?
Yeah, it was unknown last year, but this year it's just like we know what's ahead of us. We know our schedule. We got a pretty cool schedule this year. We play some big-time teams. Like we start off with Cal, which is pretty cool. So I think we're all just excited to attack this season.
What were the up-downs about? It seemed like Jabari poked his head up, and then everyone was doing them. What you guys did?
So a couple of guys didn't know their last name of another guy, so we had to do some up-downs. Yeah.
Just other than knowing people's names, just what is the biggest difference for you between the first year under Coach Bray until now, and how he's kind of grown into this head coach position from your perspective?
Yeah, I think last year Bray was comfortable and intense, but I think always when you have another year under your belt, like you become more comfortable, and he's still just the intense guy, but I think everyone trusts him more, and he's getting closer with everyone just like we are as player to player, so it's cool to see.
Bray's really harped on the importance of having Coach Langsworth and Coach Akey in the room. Kind of from a player perspective, how have you guys seen that kind of play out? What's that done for you guys?
Yeah, we got a lot of great football minds on staff, which helps a lot. We could go to our receiver coach and ask questions, and if he's not there, we have another great mind just down the hall that we could ask. So it's cool to have.
Thanks, Trent.
Thank you guys.
So first day, how'd it go for you?
It was pretty good. Just getting back out there, getting some drills going, and running through the scheme. It felt pretty good. Yeah.
To have Coach Bray now kind of leading the defense a little bit more, how has that kind of changed from last fall camp to this fall camp for you?
Yeah, you could definitely feel his energy, his passion for the game, and in meetings today, he's raising his voice a little bit. Not that he's mad at us, but he wants the best out of us. So you can feel the energy, and then obviously this game's a little different. So yeah, you can feel him.
This time last year, I don't think you expected to be standing here with us right now.
Yeah.
So just what is it like being here right now?
Yeah, I'm blessed to get another year. I mean, just to play in Reeser again, to be out there with the guys. You know, I could have been in a completely different situation, but to be out here, you know, I'm happy to be out here.
You guys brought in some new faces on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
You're often lined up opposite Kai.
Yeah.
What do you see from him and what he brings to the pass rush?
Yeah, he's an excellent pass rusher. I mean, he went JUCO too, and we went on a few visits together, so I have a little bit of knowledge of who he is even before he got here. So, you know, he does everything the right way as far as pass rush, and he's very quick, and he can bend the corner a little bit better than a lot of guys. So, you know, he's great.
Does his success or ability, does his ability maybe make things a little easier for you on your side?
Yeah, with the whole front, everybody being a little bit developed as a pass rusher, it helps everybody out in their own ways. You know, if the quarterback steps up in one way, then another guy will be free. So just everybody working together, it'll help, you know, the individual out.
Did you go fishing with him at all?
No, I don't think I've gone fishing with him, but, you know, I hang out with him a little bit. Yeah.
Have you fished? Have you gone fishing?
Oh, have I? I went fishing once, and you know, at a donor's lake, and yeah, I was out there for a couple hours, and I was like, couldn't catch anything, and then like the last little reel, I got some, so it was pretty cool.
Maybe he'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, obviously adding him and adding others at the position, and you know, the defensive tackles getting healthy, like. What do you think the potential is of this, you know, front seven and the ability to rush the passer?
Yeah, I would say much better than last year, just because we've added a little bit more moves to our bag, and you know, we move together accordingly, and yeah, just creating more pressure and making him feel uncomfortable. We don't always have to get the sack every time, but if he feels uncomfortable, that's a win in our book.
Anything else? Thanks, Nico.
Thank you.
Skyler, day one, how's the defense looking? And obviously, how are you kind of settling into your final year and kind of being the leader of that back end?
I think day one, the defense, we looked pretty good today. Still some things to build on, of course, but you know, just day one. But for day one, it's pretty good. For myself, you know, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to keep building on what we started last year to, you know, put a complete season this year.
How do you like the kind of the safety rotation so far between, you know, really you, Jaheim, and Tyrese at the top? Like, how good do you think you guys can be at the safety spot this year?
I believe we're going to be great. I love the safety rotation. I love when you have multiple people in the back end that you can play. When you can play more than 11, I feel like you're a great football team when you can do that. So I love the safety rotation. I love the guys that we have back there. I think they're wonderful guys. I think they're, you know, guys that can play at the next level as well.
This time last year, there were so many questions about where this program was going to be. Just what is it like coming into fall camp and having all those kind of answered and not having to have that cloud over the team this year?
Oh, man, it's exciting. It's exciting. Realistically, you know, even if the questions weren't answered and we were still coming in, I'd still be excited. Anytime I get a chance to come on the grass with the guys, with the coaches, you know, with the people of Corvallis, you know, it's always a wonderful time. So,
what are some of the areas that you've seen from this defense in terms of improvement over last year, just, you know, from your vantage point?
Depth. Last year, you know, as you guys know, right, we were young and we were kind of, you know, light and slim in some areas. This year, we got a lot of dudes who've played, a lot of dudes who understand the defense more. We got a lot of depth.
How are you feeling about the upcoming schedule?
I'm excited for it. Every single game that we got, there isn't a game on there that I'm not excited for.
There's big games. I mean, what's it like to have those level of challenges, I guess, early in the season compared with maybe later on?
I think it's great. Like I said, anytime we get an opportunity to get on the grass, it's a wonderful opportunity. So anytime we get to play teams that, you know, have really a good track record, that's even better. So.
Trent was telling us how he feels this team, even compared to last year and even the last 2 years, just really close. Everybody, you know, knowing each other's names and all that kind of thing. Would you kind of echo that?
Oh yeah, you know, we harp on it. Get to know your teammates, not just the guys in your group, but the guys on your side of the ball, the guys on the other side of the ball. Get to know the coaches and all that other stuff. So we harp on it. We believe that a team that, you know, can trust each other, that are close, right? They can use the differences that they have as strengths instead of, you know, it being weaknesses.
What's it like going up against Malik?
It's great. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he fits well into our system. You know, it's great to come out and compete every day.
How does that help make your position group better?
We get to see what it's like to play against a real quarterback, a real caliber dude who has a shot at playing at the next level. So that's great. You know, allows us to come in, compete, do some things, try some things, do this and do that. And so,
how is that going to help your kind of preparation as you prepare to take on a big opponent right out of the gates?
It's going to help a lot. Realistically, you know, we harp on being prepared. Like, if you want to be great at anything that you have to do, you got to prepare at it. So when we see a quarterback like Malik's caliber on a day-in, day-out basis, and it helps us prepare, right, it makes, you know, game planning that much better, that much easier, that much simpler.
How have you seen kind of the connection? Trent was talking to us just about the amount of days that they put in over the summer to kind of build that connection throughout the summer. How have you kind of seen their connection grow, and how has it made your job a little tougher?
Well, they put in the work. You know, they put in the work. What you guys don't see is them coming in, you know, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning on the field working, right, day in and day out, working on routes, timing, you know, connection and all that. You guys don't get to see that, and I'm sorry for you guys, but it's great, right? I've seen it a couple times, walked on the field, seen them, you know, laughing around, and it's beautiful, right? It makes my job, you know, as a safety a lot harder, but it makes it so much more fun. So.
You guys have had a handful of early enrollees kind of in the secondary. What's it been like kind of seeing those kids, you know, come along, get their first taste of fall camp, go through the spring with you guys?
It's great. Like I was just saying over there, anytime I get to, you know, spread knowledge to new guys who are coming in about the time that I've had here, situations I've been in, it's wonderful. So to see them come in, you know, do what they got to do, you know, put that beaver on their helmet, put it on their chest, wonderful.
You've got an interesting perspective, sitting back there kind of deep, getting to everything's in front of you. So when you're watching this, like, kind of a rebuilt linebacker core come together, like, what do you see from them? Do you sometimes see the people in the wrong places and wish you could move them around a little bit, or what do you see about the progress they're making?
You guys wouldn't even believe me, but I actually see Coach Bray a lot. You know, he's dealing with the backers as well. You see him a lot, but no, they're doing a great job. We've added in some real key pieces, real pieces that are able to move around in different places and do different things that we want them to do. So they're doing a really good job, and I appreciate the linebacker group that we have in there.
Thanks, Skyler.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
What do you think of the potential of this defense, obviously, with, you know, all the pieces coming together now in the fall?
I think the potential is limitless. I think that's something that we've been talking about for a long time is, you know, we're not trying to be better than last year's team 2 years ago, not trying to be better than another defense in the country. We're trying to be the best, and we have a lot of guys from the top down, old guys, young guys, you know, just everywhere, every position. We're super deep, and I'm very excited.
Getting to know this group of edges, I mean, what stands out?
I think we're super close. We have a super diverse group, guys, you know, from the portal, young guys coming in from different areas, and I think that diversity is helping us a lot on the field because of the stuff that we put in the off season, off the field, spending time together, different guys going to get food, going floating, going fishing, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and you've taken guys fishing. I mean, what has that been like to get to know guys through that?
It's fun. We went to the coast a good couple times fishing, got skunked. That was unfortunate, but it was a good time.
That's why they call it fishing, right?
Yeah.
Where did you go floating?
We went, I think, like 30 minutes that way,
Gotcha.
Whatever that direction is. It's by one of our coaches' house, actually. It's
Nice.
like the launch point, and we just hopped in, floated down for a couple hours, and popped out by the Cheesecake Factory, I think.
Nothing better.
Ready Factory?
Nico said that as fellow JC guys, you actually knew each other a little bit before you got here.
Yeah.
Did that relationship have anything to do with your decision, or just a happy coincidence with you landing here?
Yeah, I mean, we knew each other. We were at a Kansas visit together back in the day. When I came on my visit, all the clips and kind of stuff that Coach Marshall was showing me of, you know, guys from last year and kind of showing me the defense was a lot of Nikko. But when I was making my decision to commit here, he was still going through the draft process, that training process. So kind of seeing him in the scheme and how I would fit in the defense, kind of putting myself in his shoes while I was watching him in that way played a role. But at the time, I didn't know if he was coming back or staying with the draft. So, but now, yeah, I couldn't be happier that I'm with him.
What was it that just made you pick here?
I think that the familiarity of Trent Bray was big. He was the DC when I visited here out of JUCO. I loved his stuff. I loved his energy, how he coaches, and his defense, his philosophy, stuff like that. So just coming back and seeing him in the head coach spot, but still being super active in the defense. This is before he took over that role as DC too. That was super big for me. I love the coaching staff that they had as well. Like, I know Coop from Sacramento. He's a local guy. So just, connections everywhere that I didn't know until I got here, and it's just such a fun defense to play in.
The pass rush was a big topic of conversation last year for this group. They obviously brought a lot of guys in, including you. Do you feel pressure, I guess, knowing that was a big area of concern last year and they tried to address it? You're a part of that. Is there pressure coming into camp with those kind of expectations, I guess?
I think outside pressure is not something that I or our group really feels. I think putting pressure on ourselves is what it's all about, setting a standard for ourselves and individually as a unit, as a defense, all that. But pressure is a privilege at the end of the day. So we are in a privileged position to be here, to be on the team, and yeah.
Outside linebacker in modern football is such a broad term. I'm curious, how would you boil it down kind of in what you see your role? Are you kind of more that Will, Sam, edge guy? How does that work out for you?
Yeah, I mean, I play boundary end, looking to working on playing left, right, so kind of more of that positionless edge, being able to drop in coverage, play the run, pass rush. Me specifically, I determine myself as an edge rusher. I get after the quarterback. That's my bread and butter.
Is there any major difference from kind of playing weak, strong, and left, right?
Just based off of certain schemes and defenses.
We were talking with Trent and the other guys about the relationship, the emphasis on relationship building. With the transfer portal, so much roster change. Do you think that the ability to come together as a team is a big part of what's going to determine success or not in this age where rosters are just not static anymore? Everybody's turnover half their roster every year.
Yeah, that's something we talk about every single team meeting. Unity is on one of our team goals. Because it is uncommon in today's day and age in college football, and it will become more uncommon every year. So unity is something that we really preach. That's on the field, being a unit, being able to trust the guy behind you, to the side of you, but it builds from the off season. What are you doing outside? What are you doing extra? What are you doing outside of football? You know what I mean? Because burnout is real for guys, and kind of that you can feel that monotony of camp and getting long stretches through the season. So having relationships with guys that off the field you're still hanging out, you have a close bond, it helps with everything.
Getting more comfortable in Corvallis and getting to know the community, what are your impressions?
I love the city. I think it's a great small town, great college atmosphere. When I came on my visit at a JUCO, got to come to the game against Cal, and that energy was insane, especially coming from a junior college where moms and dads are in the stands and stuff like that. So I'm super excited for when we get to the season and get to step in the stadium for the first time for myself. But I love the city. There's great food and a lot of cool stuff to do.
Is there a go-to spot or couple of spots that you've been going to restaurant-wise?
Ever Bowl is an easy go-to. I love acai bowls. Uncle Son's a great Chinese spot in Philomath. Those two are good. So.
What's something that you think people maybe don't see about your team that you wish that they knew?
They don't see. I think just coming back to that unity stuff, like we are a super, super close, tight-knit group, especially, like we talked about, just the transfer portal era, and there's new rosters every year. And I think the old guys have done a great job bringing up the young guys, involving them on the field, off the field, whatever it may be. But I think just how close we are as a group is super uncommon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.